everyone, it's time for another Writer's Wednesday. Today I want to talk about moving from the physical to the psychological. And what I mean by that is when you're writing scenes, particularly in thrillers where you have to demonstrate that the character has fear or anxiety, the easiest thing to do is to rely on physical reactions. You know, a classic is his heart thundered in his chest. I use things like that all the time, probably too much. But over the course of a novel, that can get a little repetitive. There's only so many times your heart can pound in your chest before the reader gets bored. And so one of the things that is really a helpful tool is to shift from the physical reaction, their heart pounding, their hands sweating, their knuckles turning white, to the distortion of their psychological perception. And what I mean by that is when you have a pulse of adrenaline running through your system, the way your brain perceives things tends to change. And simple things like inanimate objects or light or shadow can actually distort your senses and make you feel afraid even though there's nothing there. And so one of the tools I'd encourage you to use is to, instead of saying his heart pounded in his chest, say that something like the light seemed to move, the shadows grew and stretched out like fingers. Things like that. That allow your character to show that their psychology is distorting. Or another example is when you're afraid or nervous or excited, time tends to slow. And so talk about that. The fact that as he fell from the rooftop, gravity paused. Something like that. That allows you to get a sense that what this person is going through, it's changing their whole perception of the world. It's not just a physical reaction. It's putting the reader inside the character's body so that they're actually feeling that moment. That's my Writer's Wednesday for this week. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon.